Over the past couple years of becoming a full-time filmmaker, I've tried my best to optimize the camera gear that I have, and it's taken me quite a while to somewhat perfect. I'm usually solo on most projects or shoots that I have, which is usually my preferred way to work. That's why it was always a priority for me not just to have the most high quality setup, but also the most comfortable. When I first started traveling, my setup was the worst. We're talking about like bags falling apart, either like a heavy backpack, 2 backpacks in the airport at one time, or just packing everything super tight into one big bag and then just having my back killing me everywhere I was going. But just going through all the back pain and stuff, just walking through the airports or walking just to a shoot or just going outside to shoot, I have become obsessed at trying to optimize my gear for travel and or just going out and being comfortable in the shoot around the city. While for sure there is some gear that I would obviously still love to upgrade, this is for the first time in my career that I feel like I've had like a perfect setup that just works super well for me. Anyways, I thought I would make this video. I always enjoyed watching these types of videos from different creators, just seeing what type of gear, whatever they're rocking with. I'll leave any gear, anything that I mentioned down below in the description. Let me know if you have any questions about my gear, but yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, first things first, let's get into the camera bag that I'm rocking. The PGY Tech, I think, 1Mo light camera backpack. It's a light version, but they have different variations. But anyways, this has been one of my absolute favorite backpacks that I've ever owned. The design is just super sleek. I love the green inside. Carries all of my gear. I never am like wishing for more space or anything. The compartments in this bag, you can move around, you can change around for any different type of gear, and it's super handy. I fit all of my gear in here that I have for any shoot for the most part. It is a little bit more on the pricier side compared to a lot of different backpacks, but again, what is a pricier side? This is a long-term investment. I've had this backpack for about 7 months or so. It still feels brand new. I mean, when you saw on the bag, there's some little scuffs, but it's still pretty much in brand new condition. There's nice compartments for your laptop, for your iPad, or whatever you'll be shoving into your backpack, and yeah, it fits all of my gear. I fit about 2 to 3 lenses in there. I also fit the DJI Air 3S in there. I have no problem fitting any gear into this bag for any type of solo shoot. Sure, if you were on a bigger production or something, you might not be able just to have this one bag. For me, it works perfectly just as a solo filmmaker. But overall, yeah, I just like the sleekness to this bag. It's about 160 USD, so a bit more pricier on a camera bag. Comparing that to like the Peter McKinnon bags, I think it's way worth it. Best bang for buck. I've had no issues with it. I've had about 3 or 4 camera bags, and I just have no interest in even trying a new camera bag at the moment. Other ones I've had just break after a few months. But anyways, that's it for the camera bag. When traveling, I do have some extra gear that I like to have, and that brings me on to called a Think Take. It's very nice. One camera shop that I have nearby my house doesn't have Pelican cases, so they put me onto this one. I love this thing for bringing extra gear. I'm able to bring hard drive. It comes with pre-layout storage dividers where I'm able just to put my gear in there, and it keeps everything very nice and organized. I'm able to fit everything that I put in my camera bag into there, and it's nice because it's carry-on size, so I can bring it onto airplanes and not have any issues. Now, only thing about the rolling case is that it is a bit uncomfortable to carry around an airport, especially for long periods of time. It can get a bit heavy, and it's also only on 2 wheels, so it's not like you're able just to seamlessly like fly down the airport on 4 wheels, not really having to care about it. You have to actually like physically roll it, which again, if you have a lot of camera gear and if you are putting like your camera bag on top of the case, it can be a bit too heavy. That is my only downside with it, and that's probably why I'll look into something different in the future. Overall, super nice storage for camera gear as well. I'm able just to keep some of my camera gear in my room and just keep it off of shelves and everything just in this rolling container. Anyways, let's go to the camera bodies I like to bring with me. I can't actually show you right now because I'm filming on it, but I bring the FX3 along with me on every shoot. It's the only camera body that I have. Definitely one of my favorite cameras. The low light is amazing. Being able to switch from a base ISO of 800 to 12,800 is just amazing. It's a super compact cinema camera. It's really nice in bags. You can get some amazing shots with this. This can be on any small shoots or any big productions, and it's going to give you that sort of feel. Yeah, the sleekness of this camera is just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, there's really nothing bad to say about this camera. You can fully rig it out, or you can just keep it super stripped down and super simple, and it'll work in either way that you need. It's just, yeah, overall beautiful camera. I do always usually keep a point and shoot in my bag. I like to capture film moments on the go. I have about like 3 to 4 months of just film that's stacked up that hasn't been developed yet. It's always nice just to look back at those moments in film. I always have a point and shoot with me with a roll of film in there. I was shooting some Cinestill 800T in here, so I'm like super excited to get this developed. Actually, I was doing some nighttime film photography with this. Just something random. I'm not really like a film photographer at all. It's just nice to have memories on film. This usually doesn't stay in my camera bag, but I do have an old camcorder that I will bring on some shoots every once in a while. This is a really big one. It's definitely nice to get some VHS shots sometimes. Now, lenses. This is something that I feel like I haven't optimized fully, but I'm super happy with the lenses that I have. I think they work really amazing. You get super detailed images with these lenses. The first lens that I've had since I've owned my first Sony camera, when I bought the a7 IV, I got the Sigma 28-70. This has been an absolute amazing lens for me. I brought this on every shoot. Got a little scratch on the lens. At some point, I definitely would like to upgrade to just like a Sony 24-70 just to get that Sony system, the Sony autofocus. The autofocus on this isn't bad at all, but I get super detailed, super rich, nice images with this lens, and there's really no complaints. You get it for like 1/4% off of just like the normal 24-70. So I say if you're on a budget, this is like the perfect lens. This is still like the only 24-70 range zoom lens that I've ever used. This is just an all-around perfect lens for me. The second lens that I'm shooting on right now is a 16-35 Sony G Master version 1. This was a recent pickup about a year ago. I love this lens. I love the wide angle. I love being able to zoom into like a 35. This is perfect for short form content, any long form. It's perfect for anything, honestly. Build quality on this is amazing. It's way bigger, way heavier than the 28-70. Perfect vlogging lens. It's a little bit big, not too much of an issue. It fits in my bag really nice. I love having this lens. I don't bring it around too much as of now because I recently picked up another super wide lens, the Laowa 10mm. This has been my absolute favorite lens that I've ever owned. I love how wide this is. I really love wide angle shots, especially for music videos that I've been doing. The Laowa 10mm is just an amazing lens. You can get super wide with this lens, and I absolutely will always keep this in my bag. It's also super compact, so it's not really taking up too much space. I just plop it down in one of the dividers and it works really well. Yeah, this lens is amazing. I made a whole separate video on this, so if you haven't seen that video, go check that out. Yeah, it's a 10mm autofocus f2.8. You really cannot get any better of a lens, and the build quality on it is just amazing. Like fully metal or fully like metallic, whatever. Yeah, I don't even have a lens that feels like this from Sony or Sigma. I love the quality. I love the shots that I get on it. You get super unique angles. Overall with lenses, I would love to interswap some lenses, definitely with the 28 and the 70. Beautiful lens, but I would love to get the 24-70 at some point. Definitely look for that upgrade one day in the future. I think with lenses, as long as you're covering a range, I think the main one that you would need is a 24 or 28-70. Probably one of the best ranges that you can cover. I think anyone can agree with this. Just getting that range covered is probably the best zoom lens that you can get. I would say if you only can buy one lens, get that. 16-35 for vlogging and moments like this are perfect. Able to show a little bit more environment and get a nice shot of the environment. It's really nice to vlog with and stuff. And then yeah, just super fun lenses, just some primes. I would love to get some 1.4, like the 24 1.4 I've seen has been really nice, or the 50mm. That'll definitely be some lens I'm investing in the future. I actually just rented one for a shoot that I have in a couple weeks, so I'm like super excited to test that out. And then yeah, just some fun lenses like the 10mm. Now that we're talking about lenses, for your camera and your gear, it is absolutely necessary to have a correct or like an actually decent ND filter. I spent the first 2 years making videos with the shittiest ND filters for like $10 on Amazon. Don't do that. Invest the money and just get like a good ND filter. The one that I use is the Nisi 1 to 5 stop ND filter. It also goes from I think a 5 to 9 stop as well, but I didn't get that version. They only had the 1.5 at the time. With the cheaper ND filters, you'll get a lot of vignetting, and you'll also get some of those colors to be off. But with the Nisi one, it's nice because it's true color, and it's also has minimal or no vignette. There might be a little bit because you can't escape fully with these circle ND filters. This ND filter has been nothing short of amazing. I love this thing. My friend Keen just convinced me to fully get this because it's just worth it not having that vignette. Yeah, one of the stupidest mistakes I've ever made. It's just really nice just to invest. If you're investing into a nice lens, a nice camera, you have to invest in the ND filter, and don't cheap out on them at all. Now tripod, I'm shooting on like a cinema video tripod from I think Newer. The camera's on this right now. This isn't the best tripod to travel with at all. It doesn't fit in any camera bag. It's a massive tripod, mainly for production shoots or just the music video shoots that I've been on. I've been using the fluid head a lot. I definitely would never travel with this tripod. I definitely will look into getting a more travel tripod. For me, I really like the Peak Design one. I think that might be one of the best travel tripods out there. That will probably be one of my next purchases for tripod. I've never really traveled with a tripod. I always just found it to be in the way. I like to use these video tripods when I'm just doing like a production shoot, like a music video, because I can mess around with the fluid head, and I'm able to get pretty high up with this tripod, at least like very, very high up for some unique angles. Now one of my favorite parts, my drone. I love flying drones. I've been flying drones ever since I started filmmaking. Before I even bought a camera, I bought a drone. I bought a nice DJI Air 2S, and now I recently got the Air 3S, and this has been an absolute joy of a drone. It fits in my bag very nicely. It takes up a lot of space, but I'm able to account for it because I don't have too much other stuff. I made a whole separate video on the DJI Air 3S if you want to go check that out. One of my favorite drones. I love the shots on it. With traveling though, you could definitely get a better setup with like the DJI Mini 4 Pro, or I was traveling around with the Mini 3 Pro, and it fit into my bag super easily, just being very, it's like 249 grams or whatever. Super small drone, super light. You barely even know it's there. So if you really care that much about optimizing your space, not having any heavy gear at all, you don't care too much about like the shots as much, and you would like to go vertical, I would recommend like the minis. But I definitely want to do more client work in the future where I'm using these drones and providing high quality YouTube videos with the DJI Air 3S as well. Now, one of my other favorite gears I've recently started implementing into my setup is the iPad. Great for anything. You can have notes written down for your your shot list. You can also connect to a monitor app, which is super useful and just allows you to set up a shot. See, right now I have the tripod far away, but I can set up the monitor app right now and see what the shot's looking like and not just having to rely on the mini LCD screen on the side of the camera. Yeah, I love the iPad. Definitely, if you have the space for it, or if you have an iPad, bring it on your shoots. I think it helps out a lot. That's pretty it for the majority of the camera gear that I have in my bag, but let's get into a little bit of the smaller little details and smaller little accessories that I use. I don't even know what these are called, but it's always nice. I got something on my sensor the other day, but I was able just to blow it off with this thing. Always got to have this in the camera bag. I make sure my sensor is always clean, or this is also great at getting any dust off of anything, even on like the camera body. This was just like a super cheap one. I think you can get like even high quality ones with this, but yeah, I love having this in my bag. This is just a little portable charger that my friend gave me, and I always keep it with me. It's probably dead right now. I've been able just to power lights or whatever it may be just with this, or just charge my phone or whatever. It's always nice just to have a portable bank. I definitely can get something way nicer. But yeah, let's just have this in my bag just in case. Little something to organize the SD cards. I shoot on 3 SD cards. It's always nice just to have backups just in case you fill up one and you can't format or whatever it may be. Always nice just to keep everything organized as well for post-production. Being able just to organize all the footage, just a nice spot just to have all of these in here. You don't want to just be throwing those around in your camera bag. Here's one of the cheap ND filters I was talking about. You'll get a crazy vignette using this. I have a little freewell carrying case. I put my ND filter in here if I'm not using it. It's also nice just to put anything. I have some step-up rings. It's just nice to have a place to put some nice glass or anything so I don't break it or it doesn't get scraped in my bag. I love carrying around just a little light, just if I need to give a subject or any type of scene a little bit more lighting. I have this Lume Cube, super nice light. I'm able just to throw it on my camera. It has a screw on so it can connect to the hot shoot. Perfect for if you need to capture something a little bit more in the dark, or if you need a light an extra side of someone's face. It's always nice just to have an extra light on you for any type of shoot that you're doing. If you just need a little spark of light, always nice just to have just in case. For me, a speaker is must. I love listening to music, but not only that, if you are on a music video shoot like I am most of the times, you need to have a good speaker for the artist to hear the song so they can vibe out to. For me, I always like just to carry this around because if I'm in a hotel room or something, I love to just jam out. Always have the speaker on me. I have the JBL Flip 5. Throw this into the bag wherever it fits. But anyways, guys, I just want to wrap up this video. That is all the gear that I carry with me pretty much on a daily basis. Minus some things like the big tripod or interchange like a few lenses, but it's pretty much what I bring with me on every shoot, or even just traveling around to a new country or whatever it may be. Probably the most optimal my setup has been for a while. It's not the best. It definitely could be better. I definitely could have some better lenses. There's a better tripod. But anyways, that is my gear and that is my setup. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I have all the gear that I mentioned in this video linked down below in the description. And if you're watching this, if you can recommend me any more gear or anything that can make my life easier, or recommend others, that would be amazing. I also made a couple review videos on the gear that I mentioned today, so if you haven't, go check those out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.